You're watching The Penny Hardaway Show, presented by Cook's Pest Control.
Even though everyone can come back for another year, Penny Hardaway talks about his 3 seniors. Plus, we meet the sharpshooter, Landers Nollie. That's all coming up tonight on The Penny Hardaway Show.
The game is on. The Penny Hardaway Show is presented by Cook's Pest Control. You don't have to live with pests. Call Cook's Pest Control and get a free quote today. Conway Services, the official HVAC partner of Tiger Athletics. Tiger Bookstore, the official merchandiser for Tiger Athletics. AutoZone, when you've got car trouble, you want help from number one. Get in the zone, AutoZone. And is supported by your Memphis area Toyota dealers.
It's been a while, but we're going dancing. Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Willows.
And I'm Cassie Carlson. Let's take a look back at the highlights from South Florida and the win that got them in against Houston.
First stop in Tampa for a late one Thursday night, the one the Tigers needed to get past before Houston. Up 6 early, and Alex Lomax sweeps Tyler Harris wide open, coming off a steal for an easy bucket. Lomax, the assist man, then throwing lobs all day, that time to Jalen Duren. Then Harris gets the steal and joins the lob party. Duren again puts it away. Second half, Tigers up 8. Quinones makes it a double-digit lead with the 3 as Memphis wins 73-64. Which brings us to the season finale, the biggest game in 8 years against 14th ranked Houston in front of nearly 18,000 Tigers fans inside FedEx Forum. Bottle up that energy and save it for a while. Penny said defense needed to show up for this one, and boy did it. Landers Nollie with his hands all over it, steal into open court and to the rim. Then Nollie pulls up from beyond the arc, no good, but Jalen Duren there for the putback, setting the tone. Ball movement, Penny's other key to the game, while Alo making this beauty of a behind-the-back no-look pass to Tyler Harris in the corner. Harris said after seeing that pass, he knew he had to hit it, and he delivered. Coming off the bench is Josh Minot, bringing some madness with him with the baseline jam. Then the front court duo showing why they're so dominant. Duren throws up a lob to DeAndre Williams. Alley-oop slam, Memphis, nothing but Memphis. Bring out the brooms. The Tigers sweep Houston, taking the regular season finale 75-61. Outstanding performance of the week goes to Tyler Harris, combining for 29 points and hitting 5 threes in 2 games. The defensive player of the week goes to Alex Lomax, playing the Alo way with 5 steals against the Cougars to go along with 2 at South Florida. Doing it on his senior day, honored in front of Tiger Nation. Here's Penny Hardaway with more on his senior class.
Well, there are 3 guys that are heart and souls for you. One in particular, let's start with a guy that you've known since he was a real little kid, and that's Alex Lomax. Tell me about Alo, what he's meant to you, what he's meant to this program.
No, he's meant a lot to me because I met him at a very dark time in his life, in the 6th grade. Mom wasn't there, father wasn't there, and we had to take him in, at that moment, and he was always a beautiful kid. Made great grades, didn't get into trouble off the court, was just a kid with a big heart and loved to smile. And then fast forwarding until now, to be the leader and the general of the team that I'm coaching in college here at the university is special. Being from Memphis, being from Binghamton, both of us from the same neighborhood, literally 10 minutes from campus, and to see his growth has been amazing.
Are you more surprised with his growth as a person or a basketball player and the leader that you spoke of that he's turned into for this Tigers team?
No, I think as a person, because there's been so many distractions in his life that he could have gone another way. But he's chosen to stay on the straight path and be a good person, and that's what I'm most proud of, because basketball, I kind of figured he was going to be a really good basketball player when I saw him play earlier, but being a good person, that's a choice, and he made the choice to be a good person.
Talk about DeAndre Williams, what he has brought for you and this program.
He's brought energy, he's brought confidence, he's brought that swag that every game that we go into, because he's so confident that everyone else is confident. So, and he's a terrific player, arguably our best player, because he has a matchup problem of teams trying to match up with him throughout the game with a 4-man or a 5-man, because he's so elusive and can handle the ball and shoot. So, having DeAndre has been a blessing.
Does he make your job more fun, bringing that energy and challenging you with that energy as well?
Yeah, he does. A lot of the times, we have to, kind of tone him down when he gets to technicals, but I love it in another fashion, because he's getting the crowd into the game, he's getting the boys into the game, and that's how he plays. He plays with passion.
And even with his age, he could still come back for another year if he chooses to.
He can still come back for another year because of the COVID.
That is incredible. All right, and then there's Tyler Harris, a guy who chose to come back as a walk-on. So he's embraced whatever you've asked him to do.
Yeah, Tyler, first 2 years was fantastic. His freshman year, I played him 29 minutes a night at his size in this conference, and he did exceptionally well. And then the second year, his minutes went down because we got all those freshmen in. And he transferred to Iowa State, didn't have the season he wanted to come back. I can't say he came back because he didn't have the season he wanted. He missed home and came back and became a walk-on. I didn't have a scholarship for him just to be a part of it, and has done some amazing things for us this year, and since he's been in the uniform, so happy to have him back as well.
Do you think there's a larger lesson with Tyler's story for maybe some other players who come in and don't get what they want right away, that maybe if you stay the course, look what it could blossom into if you stay?
I think he could definitely, tell his side of the story when it comes to thinking the grass is greener on the other side, or not being patient enough, and then to come back and be effective as a walk-on, not have a scholarship and have to play in front of players who do have scholarships, says a lot about him as well.
Right. I also think it says something about his love for Memphis. And you think about these 3 kids we are now referring to, I should say men. These 3 guys, 2 of them are from your hometown.
Yeah, and there's more pressure on the hometown kids. Tyler and Alo were rivals coming up, but both loved, Memphis and what 901 means, and they brought that same attitude to the university.
I want to ask you a little bit about that rivalry, because I can go back to you as a player. Treadwell versus East and Billy Smith and those guys, and how hard that was to mesh, because you've played against each other in such big games to now suddenly be teammates. How tough is that?
Yeah, it was tough, but in my case, I grew up with Anthony and Billy in the neighborhood, but I chose to go to Treadwell instead of East, so it was a little easier, even though the rivalry was still strong and there's egos in the beginning. It eventually kind of calms down and you're more as one. For Tyler and Alo, I think it was easier because they connected now. Okay, now we're going to take our energy and put it into the other guards around the country, and it was much easier for them to come together.
I want to go back to roster management. How much more difficult is it from a coach's standpoint that everyone does get this extra year and you don't know who's staying or going?
Yeah, it's important because you want your veteran guys to stay. When you have a culture that you're trying to build, those are the guys that hand it down to the next group that's coming in, or to the younger guys, and they have the guys that are older to look forward to or to look up to in the culture. So as a coach, I can stop talking so much, and then the older players can be the ones that control the locker room and in the practice facility.
Penny Hardaway picked up the hottest transfer 2 years ago, and he's turned into the Tigers' best shooter. We meet Landers Nollie right after this.
You're watching The Penny Hardaway Show, presented by Cook's Pest Control.
With the position the Tigers are currently in, you can't wipe the smile off Landers Nollie's face, because if you ask him, life is good.
Inside Access is presented by Memphis Toyota Dealers.
A college basketball player's dream is to play in the NCAA tournament. For the Memphis Tigers and Landers Nollie, it's within reach.
It would mean a lot. I mean, that's a moment kids dream of, and now to actually be in a situation where 1 or 2 games can dictate where you get there, it's a lot of pressure, but I mean, if it happens and our name get called on selection Sunday, I mean, it's going to be a lot of emotions for sure.
Shot selection I've seen them have.
And Nollie with a cold-blooded triple to end it. He's 4 for 4 from three-point range.
I feel like we're in a position where we can't get too comfortable, but yet we can still like show some excitement because, I mean, it's an amazing opportunity. So it's just a feeling that we enjoying and just trying to keep going.
I see you're trying to like remain level-headed, but you're cracking a big smile at the same time. When you came here, obviously the talks were, you know, this is gonna be an NCAA tournament team. That was last year, that didn't happen. And then this year, it's just been a roller coaster of this season. Have you felt yourself kind of change from an outsider looking in? It seems like you're having way more fun. You've kind of let loose a little bit and your personality's shining through. Do you feel like something changed?
I feel like the spirit, like just in the whole building, like the whole organization has changed. Like first we were like under a gloomy cloud, but now it's like the sun is shining and we getting our opportunity and getting the recognition, having fun and winning ball games. So I mean, you gotta enjoy it.
How special was that Georgia trip? Because you got to go back to your hometown, your jersey was retired at your high school, your family was there. Take me back to that moment.
Amazing moment. I mean, I went through countless hours of putting my dedication in and towards that school and having fun. I was having a lot of fun. But it's just an unbelievable feeling, like I get to say I'm a part of that.
Nollie embraces everything about Memphis. He's the biggest hype man to bring fans to the Forum, and in a short time, he's made a home in the Bluff City.
I just love the city. I mean, I love it here.
Why?
Support. This is a basketball city. I mean, you go in there, you play in an NBA arena. Like, there's not too many kids in college that can say they play in an NBA arena for every home game they get to play. So, I mean, the Forum, they support us. They buy our merchandise. It's just support, love everywhere we go. Yeah. So, I mean, you can't not love it.
There's a piece of his heart that's still in Georgia. Nollie's 3-year-old daughter, Promise.
It's been a journey. I mean, she getting big, like she's not a little kid, little baby no more, so she able to communicate and talk to me. We had conversations. She called me on a daily. We just talk about it a lot. I enjoy watching her dance, doing her little TikToks. It's just a good time.
How much joy does she bring you, and how much does she allow you to escape from basketball for however many minutes a day when you get to talk to her?
It's a great escape. I mean, I talk to her basically whenever she called me, anytime she called me, I'm picking up no matter where I'm at, what I'm doing, because I know it's her. Like, I gotta answer the phone. But I think about it before every game and just go out there and try and play my hardest. That's just my motivation.
And they're so close, they share a birthday on March 5th. This year, she's getting dolls and a kitchen set, and maybe a shared belated birthday gift.
All right, so say you guys are in the tournament. Is she coming to those games?
I'm gonna try and get her there for sure. I gotta get her to one at least, for sure.
Future hoop star in her?
Man, she like playing basketball, but I mean, I'm gonna let her do whatever she wants. Like, I'm not gonna.
Right, that's a good answer, yeah.
She gonna find out about what I did, and then she might be
a dancer.
Maybe,
then you're gonna go into cheerleading competitions.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Learn all the pom-pom routines.
A lot of those, but she'll probably fit that because she do TikTok, so she probably got some dancing in there, so you never know.
Nollie supports his daughter in whatever she wants to do while chasing his NCAA tournament dreams, hoping she learns no dream is too big.
I just wanted to see that you could do anything you want to do. I mean, I started playing basketball a long time ago, probably when I was a little bit older than her. So I just want her to see that when you put a lot of work in and do what you got to do to get what you want, if that's what you really want, then you can get it.
Inside Access is presented by Memphis Toyota Dealers.
We've made a whole lot about the transfer portal. You've had a couple come your way that have been terrific, and let's start with Landers Nollie. How good was he down the stretch last year? How good has he become embracing his role this year?
Arguably the best shooter in the country that we recruited out of the transfer portal, and he just makes everyone honest. He's a really good player. He's more than a shooter. He really can play. I think Landers at Virginia Tech shot the ball at a high clip. They put him at the 4/5. He came here, he wanted to be a guard. We've been working with him on being a guard, and he's transformed his game. And man, he's a terrific player, and he's bought into his role of being more of a leader. In the beginning, it was more about scoring, and now he's the best leader that we have.
Why did you have him coming off the bench at the start of the season?
Well, I knew that he needed some motivation, and we needed a scorer at the same time coming off the bench. And the starting group at the beginning of the season, it wasn't meshing well with everyone trying to score. And I knew he was instant offense, so bringing him off the bench, sometimes the better players come off the bench. You look at Devin Booker, he came off the bench for Kentucky. Now he's an all-star, multiple-time all-star, and one of the best players in the league. So that's how I looked at Landers.
You mentioned the transformation in his game. He's gone from being a 3 guy to really trying, I think, to be a mid-range guy, and he's your second leading assist guy. That wasn't there last year.
Yeah, no, he shocked me earlier this year in practice when he was really making a conscious effort to be more of a team guy and get guys involved, and he really can pass the ball. He's made some of the best passes that we've had this year, and that's something that he added to his game.
From an outsider's perspective, it seems like he's kind of embraced the role he's in right now and is having more fun. He's let loose a little bit more, at least from art to the media. Have you seen that from him in practice behind the scenes?
Yeah, I think that the stress of coming from the ACC, playing against Duke, playing against Carolina and those teams, coming to the AAC, he felt like it was going to be easy, and he put a lot of pressure on himself to go out there and dominate. And when things didn't happen the way that he wanted them to happen, he would get disappointed. It would take away from his game. This year he came in with coming off the NIT MVP, first team all conference, and was like, hey man, I need to do more, I need to be happier. And I think I've helped him with that as well, just talking to him more and encouraging him more.
Now it's officially tournament time, how the Tigers prepare right after the break.
You're watching the Penny Hardaway Show, presented by Cook's Pest Control. Let's take a look at the AutoZone road ahead.
Coach, this is one of the craziest years in college basketball. How tough is it to prepare as you go to the American to take on multiple opponents?
Yeah, well, we're familiar with everyone. We've already played everyone at least once, most teams twice, so 2 times, and you know who they are. They know who we are. And when you get into the tournament, you know who the usual suspects are, the better players on every team, and you already have all the footage that you need and all the paperwork that you need. It's pretty easy because you're familiar with one another.
As you get into tournament time, how difficult is it to play consecutive days back to back to back when the stakes are so high?
No, it's very difficult because we've been put in a situation where we've had to win 4 games in a row. Even with the first tournament here in the AAC, my first year here, we got rolling and lost to Houston. And then the next time we lost to Houston again, so it's like they've been a thorn in my side. But it's hard to go 4 days, 4 games in a row. That's why it's so important to get that first round bye.
That was tonight's AutoZone Road Ahead. AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination and official sponsor of Tiger Athletics. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
You can never take anything for granted when you get to a conference tournament. Stick around. We'll put a wrap on this one in just a minute.
You're watching the Penny Hardaway Show, presented by Cook's Pest Control.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Next week, let's hope we're talking about the first NCAA tournament in 8 years. Have a great week, everyone.
The Penny Hardaway Show is presented by Cook's Pest Control. You don't have to live with pests. Call Cook's Pest Control and get a free quote today. Conway Services, the official HVAC partner of Tiger Athletics. Tiger Bookstore, the official merchandiser for Tiger Athletics. AutoZone. When you've got car trouble, you want help from #1. Get in the zone. AutoZone. And is supported by your Memphis area Toyota dealers.
The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the University of Memphis Sports Network. This copyrighted telecast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Memphis. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of Memphis and Learfield.